Happy 4th of July, everyone. Welcome to CP Sports. As always, I'm your host, Chris. Unfortunately, Mike couldn't make it out today due to an eye injury, so we have Pat here to fill in for him.
How y'all doing? Happy 4th of July, everybody. Hope everybody got them grills hot and them fireworks popping up in the sky.
And most of all, stay safe out there, of course.
And stay cool. Jump in the pool or something.
So last time we talked about the Klay Thompson situation, where Paul George might land, and now we have answered. So before we get to that, there was one move I really didn't expect, and that was the move from Chris Paul. He is now a San Antonio Spurs.
You already know.
Well, as we all know, Chris Paul just signed with the San Antonio Spurs. Hours after Golden State opted to waive him, the day of his $30 million salary guarantee in 2024 and 2025 season, Paul is set to spend his 20th season with the 20-year-old star Victor Wembanyama and Coach Greg Popovich as the Spurs look to rebuild a winning team. As we know, the Spurs did need a point guard. They delivered with that with Paul, who was third all-time in assists with 11,894. Not only did they deliver with him, they delivered with their fourth overall pick, Stephon Castle. Castle is going to soak up so much from Paul, and in that sense, I think they're kind of future-proofing as Castle and Wemby grow into their prime.
I saw a lot of people really not happy with the whole Chris Paul situation, but I mean, if anything, we got a point guard, and most of all, he's a veteran,
and he's elevated every single team he's been on.
Yeah,
so.
every single big man. It's been an awesome duo between him and another big man all the time, in each team he's been in. So.
Exactly. Yeah, so I'm excited to see what's going to happen next year, especially with Paul in the mix. I know a lot of these younger talent are going to soak up so much knowledge from him, and they're just going to elevate the team. But Paul did agree to a 1-year, $11 million plus deal with the Spurs. So I would assume this is a make or break, test to see if you can handle this, and if you can, maybe you'll get another contract.
I mean, what I was hoping for, I didn't know if it was his decision to make 1 year, to do 1 year, or that's what they offered him, but hopefully he does stay. Because
I would assume that's what they offered him, because that's probably the same route I would go. This is your prove yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Year. So
still a lot of money, $11 million.
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, Paul's former teammate Klay Thompson walked away after 13 years with the Warriors. After negotiations soured, Thompson talked with the Lakers, Clippers, Phillies, and Mavericks. He ultimately chose to be Texas-bound, much like Paul, but instead, of course, he'll be playing in Dallas. And Klay inked a 3-year, $50 million deal for ESPN. The Warriors actually, before that, offered Thompson a 2-year extension worth $48 million last year. That offer didn't stick, though, as the final offer came out to $40 million. All 4 proposals from him were declined by the association or the organization. So you have to wonder how he felt after that. Maybe devalued, or he just felt that his other guys like Draymond Green and Steph Curry are getting paid this much X amount of dollars, and now you just feel devalued. If you're not part of that triple threat that they had.
I mean, it could be a lot of different reasons. I mean, greener pastures for one. I mean, he's been there 14 years. You said
13,
14 years. He probably wanted to go somewhere else. And there's always a lot of drama in their locker room when Draymond beating people up on the court. You know, I mean, let's just be realistic. You know, they're just maybe there's just no more chemistry there. So I don't blame him for leaving. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's still young. You know.
Yeah, well, you know, Golden State, after all that, was in heavy pursuit path. Now, he opted to go cross-country to join the Philadelphia 76ers.
Awesome.
And I think with Embiid and Maxey being the only guaranteed returns, the acquisition of PG3 was massive for the Sixers since they took that hit, losing DeAnthony Melton to the Warriors, Nick Batum to the Clippers, Tobias Harris went to the Pistons. So now we look at what they have there in Philly, which is, you know, Eric Gordon, Andre Drummond, in addition to George. They could be cooking next season. I mean, with a healthy Embiid and George, of course, as long as they stay healthy, I think they can make a pretty deep playoff run.
Hey, all these switch ups, all these trades, it's just gonna sound like a good year. Dallas all made it to the finals. You know what I'm saying? They could win next year. You know, maybe. Yeah.
Exactly.
Clay could be the defining factor.
Yeah.
You know,
that
we're going to the playoffs.
Kyrie and Clay. That's gonna be amazing.
Wild.
Amazing.
Wild.
I'm pretty sure. What I'm saying is they will end up back in the championship and they will win it. I think
so, dude. If they were that close, and then with getting you know, one of the Splash Brothers, you know, that's crazy.
It's a great resurgence for really just Texas sports as a whole. And since we're talking about, you know, Texas sports, San Antonio's own Jesse Bam Rodriguez is now on his second title reign as WBC Junior Bantamweight champ after moving back up to the division to fight future Hall of Famer Juan Francisco Estrada. So he ended up after the match saying, you know, I'm a legend slayer. The better opponent, or the better the opponent, the better I perform. I've always felt that way. It's just a matter of time until the world saw it. And Bam says he's at 115 for 2 to 3 fights. And, you know, he'll take that rematch if Estrada does decide to invoke his rematch clause. Well, he now takes on the junior bantamweight #1 spot as Estrada drops to third. And Sonny Edwards actually co-main evented this one, who is now at #1 at bantamweight after Jesse moved up. So there's a lot of changes within the ranks. Jesse, I don't know if he'll stay in 115, move up, or is he deciding to move back down to bantamweight and face Edwards, or how I really don't know how this is going to end up panning out. But it's exciting to see, you know, when the San Antonio zone on top doing it over there in what was it? It's not bantamweight. I was going to say bantamweight, junior bantamweight. Oh, it is bantamweight. Okay. Yeah. So
I gotta make sure.
I don't know, man. I'm excited to see where the boxing world is going, especially with a lot of the young talent. You know, I like their trash talk. They're cocky, you know, and they stand on business.
Yeah, it makes it. Not only does it make for good TV, but I mean, you got a lot of hungry dudes that see these older cats as prey now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no matter what we do, man. We're always gonna get older. There's always gonna be somebody, you know, more drive, more grit. You know.
Man's out here taking a page out of Randy's book. He's a legend slayer.
Legend slayer. Hey, it's good. That's a good one. I like that. Trademark that.
Yeah, you should.
For real.
Should sell some shirts like that. I wouldn't doubt it if you can get that made.
Get Randy Orton and walk you out or something like that. That'd be fire.
This Saturday, though, the undefeated WBC lightweight champion Shakur Stevenson is looking to put on a stellar performance as he'll be in front of a home crowd at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. His contract with Top Rank is also up after this fight, making him a promotional free agent. So he'll need to look his best, and that way he gets the best offer from whatever promotion he chooses to sign with.
Definitely. I mean, whichever one picks him up, I'm sure they're both going to benefit from it either way.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. He has already stated that Top Rank has held him back. So I'm thinking he's not going to end up back with Top Rank. He'll probably end up going somewhere else. The only question is where. But also this Saturday, the long-awaited rematch for their BMF title bout at UFC 244, George Masvidal and Nate Diaz are finally set to meet again in a boxing ring, as Masvidal has, got a lot to say about leading up to the matchup because, the two butted heads many times. They obviously don't like each other. We've seen that in UFC. Even now with the brawl that happened with their crew and everything. Well, Masvidal, of course, has been heated about the whole ordeal, and he's also butted heads with Diaz on the date, because originally it was slated to go up against UFC 302, and Masvidal thought that was stupid, so he made that known, of course. And on top of that, like I said, the brawl that broke out between him and his team had him heated. His mid-40-year-old coach was attacked during the brawl, and Masvidal actually recalled the incident, stating, quote, "That's the person you set out to attack. Two of you effing Nate Diaz gimps. It shows what type of character that they and Nate are, because Nate started the whole crap. There was no pushing or shoving. These guys effing immediately tried to do his dirty work, and he took off. He didn't even come back and ride for his people. It shows what a coward of a general he is. He had all his gimps there, and he couldn't even show face for his gimps. He's probably hoping I'd get hurt or hurt my hands punching one of these effing morons," end quote.
Are you waiting for me to respond? Because I don't care what that dude just said. And you can't. I ain't betting against Nate Diaz.
I don't know, man. This is a boxing bout, so it's going to be completely different. There's no takedowns. There's none of that extra stuff. It's just fists. So, well, not fists, but gloves, technically.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it makes you wonder, like, what's going to go down. Masvidal has always talked a lot of crap.
Yeah.
He's always been about that. Diaz, on the other hand, he is to an extent, but he's not as much. He doesn't punch it in as much.
Yeah.
The insults.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he uses his real punches.
Exactly. We already know about them Diaz brothers, but they both crazy.
But I'm excited to see this one. Hopefully they don't disappoint. I have been disappointed with some of the bouts lately. So anyway, we'll just get into UFC since we're talking about it. 303 went down, and so did Prochaska, as Alex Pereira knocked him out in the second round to retain his title. What's next, though? Pereira has plowed through 3 of the top 4 ranked contenders, and number 5, Alexander Rakic. He's coming off a loss, so it's like, where do you go with this? And Pereira made it known that he's up for the challenge. He likes matchups that fans believe he can lose, and he wants to silence everyone and showcase his improved grappling. So possibly that, or Anklev. It's kind of up in the air, especially since he's just been mowing down these dudes.
I saw that knockout.
That's all you gotta say.
Man. And you don't see that many early knockouts anymore either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of super early knockouts. And I like what he said. I like the fact that he's so confident when people tell him he can't do something. That's me. Mm. So he said, yeah, all right, let's go. What's up? Don't count me out, count me in.
Yep, exactly. And another, since we're talking about, early knockouts, another fighter who stepped in last minute was Diego Lopez, and he put on a clinic in the co-main event. Many are saying his next bout should be Alexander Volkanovski. But as we reported before, Volkanovski plans on fighting for the title if he never lost against Ilia Topuria upon his return, which would be most likely happening, I would think. Lopez made it known that he wants to fight sooner rather than later, and teased the move to lightweight as he waits for his shot against Tapuria or Max Holloway. Lopez ended his last 3 fights in the first round, 2 knockouts, 1 I believe was submission, and this one he won via unanimous decision. But this was also on really short notice. I think it was the day of the fight that he filled in, or it might have been the day before. I think honestly, from this showing and the showings he had prior, with those last 3 fights, I think the UFC should reward this guy, especially jumping in last minute and putting on such a show. I mean, come on, not a lot of fighters you'll be like, oh, we need somebody.
Exactly.
I'll do it right now.
Yeah,
like,
ain't nobody stepping up to play like that.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
So I would assume he does get rewarded in some sense, and who knows, maybe he does go against Tapuria, or him and Volkanovski do get out to see who actually goes up against Tapuria next.
Yeah.
But I would imagine Volkanovski has more pull to get that title bout first, but we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Exactly.
So what's next?
Anything can happen.
Well, I'll tell you what's next, Pat. What NFL players are not to do this offseason. So it has come to the attention of what's the name of them? A roster management system who scan many contracts. And as we know, the answers vary per contract. When Kansas City Chiefs head coach Andy Reid was asked what he'd like his players to avoid, he replied, quote, all the dangerous things where they get hurt, you don't want them to do, end quote. So, obviously, dangerous is a subjective word, right? Because what's dangerous to you may not seem dangerous to me, vice versa with other people, things like that. But the roster management system scanned many contracts, and they include an array of prohibited activities, including hang gliding, rock climbing, skiing, among others. In fact, Chiefs star quarterback Patrick Mahomes will void all guarantees in his contract if he were to get hurt playing basketball, along with other activities.
Wow. Hey, everything's dangerous. Don't do anything dangerous.
I mean, you could walk down the stairs and get hurt. So,
bruh,
I don't know. Dangerous is very subjective.
There's a million ways to get hurt.
Exactly. You could just be in a car and get hit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But several contracts list basketball, although many players hoop on their downtime, such as, C.J. Stroud, Micah Parsons, Puka Nacua, and Mecole Hardman, who all played in that NBA Celebrity All-Star game this past February. Nacua, I know, loves to play ball, and there's nothing in his contract that stops him from playing. Stroud would be in default if he got injured playing basketball, but got permission for that celebrity game. Myles Garrett signed the biggest non-QB contract in 2021, in which saw him retire from pickup ball games as well. So, that ended up being in his contract after he got that big old contract. But again, it's all by coach and upper management's discretion. For example, Falcons assistant head coach encourages it, especially for defensive backs, saying, quote, if you can cut in tight spaces, you can play corner. You learn how to play with 4 other guys. You learn how to keep your vision on your man while looking at the backboard. You learn how to rebound. All of those things start to help you intercept the football, because now you're not just focused on one guy. In basketball, you're actually covering everyone around you. And
that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, so I mean, it sucks for a lot of players. I'm sure a lot of them rather stay active.
Yeah.
And like I said, it just really depends. Last year, Naheem Hines, he was what was it? Oh, he was on a jet ski, and another watercraft. He was just parked on the jet ski, mind you, and another watercraft ended up hitting him while he was gassing up, and that shelved him for the upcoming season with the torn ACL and MCL after just being renegotiated a 2-year, $9 million contract with the Bills. And with a non-football injury, the Bills weren't obligated to pay him, but they did come to an agreement, and he ultimately got paid $3.98 billion for the 2023 season.
Dang.
So, I mean,
You said billion?
yeah, or million.
Oh, I was going to say,
I
wow.
don't know why I said billion.
I was like, dang, I didn't hear nothing about that.
But, like, I mean, that's unfortunate, especially if you're just sitting there. I'm sure
Yeah.
he was beating himself up just being on there at that point, and you know you go through the worry that, hey, I might not get paid. So it sucks for a lot of players. Like, for example, before we get into our wrestling stuff, for many of my wrestling fans out there who may have saw 49ers tight end George Kittle jump the barricade at WrestleMania 39, where he clotheslined The Miz and helped Pat McAfee get the victory. Kittle was actually texted thereafter from Niners general manager saying, "I hope you had fun. Don't do that again."
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, it varies. Kittle talked about it. He did say that, you know, he didn't tell anybody, and his thought process in it was just don't get hurt. Which, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a clothesline. Unless you're Shane McMahon.
But he tried to jump, though.
Yeah, I know.
He tried to do the leapfrog. That's different.
I know.
Other things are on contracts such as motorcycles, snowboarding, ATVs, and even fireworks are off limits, so they won't be doing none of that today. Jason Pierre-Paul actually had to have his right index finger amputated after a 4th of July firework incident. I think it was 3 years ago or so. So, I mean,
People be doing the most of fireworks.
NFL, they call it the no fun league. They really want their players to have no fun in the offseason.
That's hilarious.
But anyway, on the topic of Kittle being at Mania, WWE's Money in the Bank is this Saturday, and now we have all the participants confirmed ahead of the PLE. But before that, I just wanted to real quick get on the topic of pay-per-view since we're on that topic. WWE recently trademarked the WCW pay-per-view Super Brawl. The trademark was filed Tuesday for broadcast media, which means it was filed for, quote, exhibition of pro wrestling events rendered through broadcast media, including television, and distributed via various platforms across multiple forms of transmission media, providing wrestling news and information through broadcast media, including television, and distributed via various platforms across multiple forms of transmission media, providing a website in the field of sport entertainment information, end quote. So you have to wonder, are they gonna, the way it's worded, are they gonna bring back the pay-per-view, or is this just a way of still distributing WCW content, like Who Killed WCW, as we were talking about before? Or
Yeah. I mean, I did hear something about like them might reviving WCW as a whole, but I'm not sure how much I'm gonna read into that. I mean,
I wouldn't hold my breath for that.
Yeah,
one.
me neither. So that's why I didn't really like ever bring it up, or like you said, hold your breath. But I mean, it depends. It could be like a NXT Super Brawl.
Yeah, that's the one thing I was thinking, which I'm not a fan of because I love Halloween Havoc. And when they made that an NXT thing that wasn't a PLE, that just came out on regular TV on a regular ass day, I didn't like that. Especially because of the Halloween Havoc I remember with the gargoyle and the big ass pumpkin. You know, I'm fond of those. I have fond memories of that. So that's what I wanted again. They didn't do that. They did bring back the whole gargoyle thing, but it was just on the LED screen, so it wasn't as cool. But I'm afraid that might happen. I hate that a lot of these WCW things are going to NXT because I feel a lot of them, especially Halloween Havoc, should be a WWE pay-per-view.
Yeah, it should be like. But they got so many like gimmick pay-per-views already. So
yeah, get rid of the gimmick pay-per-views and just have the gimmick matches in the pay-per-views like they used to.
Yeah. That's
like
true.
Money in the Bank this week. Like I never understood why couldn't you leave it at Mania? Why couldn't you just do it on another day? Maybe Oh, I don't know, Royal Rumble. If you can't get everybody that you want to get in the Rumble, you can still have, implications for the Money in the Bank ladder match, or
they could also move Super Brawl to like Saudi and stuff like that as well.
Yeah,
that could always be a possibility.
it looks like we got disconnected again, but we're back. We're back.
Sorry about that.
Dang, camera's been giving us problems. Our apologies, but yeah, like you said, Super Brawl, we could have that, and possibly that's when certain things happen. I wanted to say War Games, but now they have Survivor Series War Games. So
yeah, which they're not calling it Survivor Series War Games no more. It's just War Games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, last year it was just Survivor Series. I believe so.
Was it? I thought it was still War Games, but I could be wrong. But anyways, let's get back into Money in the Bank since we were talking about it. The countdown, of course, starts at 6, and the show starts at 7 as usual, since it's going to be in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Jey Uso will take on Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, Chad Gable, LA Knight, and Drew McIntyre in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Of course, Chad Gable, we saw, got interrupted by the Wyatt Six plenty times, even this past week. And probably, I think it was like the opening of Raw when he was talking to Jay. He saw, Loomis, Gacy, and Rowan. So, they're still planting seeds for that. It makes you wonder if they're going to come out here. But Nikki ended up pulling out another VHS. They played that one, and it seems like it was a way of showing Bo or Taylor Rotunda, whatever you want to call him, or Uncle Howdy, form as one with Uncle Howdy. That's what I got from it.
Yeah,
because they at the end they kind of like phased into each other.
That's exactly what I got.
This Money in the Bank interferes with Gable, with the whole Gable situation. What they're gonna do with that, or even with possibly LA Knight, who was one of Bray's last matches with that Mountain Dew Pitch Black match at Royal Rumble.
True.
So there's a lot of ways they could go with it. I really don't know how they're going to do it.
There's a lot of interferences in this men's, Money in the Bank match. Drew could get, screwed over by Punk again.
Mm-hmm.
LA Knight and Logan Paul got something going on too, so Logan Paul could screw over LA Knight. It could be a lot of different things.
That's right. Well, I'm thinking LA Knight's finally going to win the Money in the Bank this year, honestly.
Yeah, I mean either him or Jey Uso, because I don't see Gable winning it.
I would love to see that, but I don't see it happening.
He's in the storyline already, so
they're going to continue with that. Yeah. So the women's Money in the Bank,
or Andrade could be the dark horse.
That's true.
And we're sleeping on the boy, which I would love.
I love Andrade. It would be nice to see him in the main event picture again. He's been that speed champion, but he's been also featured on TV as well. It's not like he was just speed champion and that's it.
I gotta get my Hannibal Barris on for a second. Whack.
But yeah, I would love to see Andrade win that as well. Honestly, I would love to see any of these men win it. Aside from Drew McIntyre, I like what he has going on right now.
Oh, yeah.
We can even see Punk show up and interfere in that match. So we'll have to see what happens. Io Sky, Chelsea Green, Lyra Valkyria, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, and Zoe Stark will be in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Zoe showed up in last year's Money in the Bank for the first time, which was the one that Io won, correct? Yeah, Io won that one. And that's when she kind of not really turned on Bailey, because then they were still it's still cool, but that was where the seeds were planted. I see a lot of people rooting for Chelsea Green online, surprisingly, which is crazy because she came out the other day and they were cheering for her to win, and that blew my mind. I love Chelsea Green. I just never seen her get that kind of reaction.
She's the queen of the indies, bro.
Oh man, maybe her husband comes back and helps her in that one. I would love to see that.
Wild.
But I'm thinking possibly Tiffany Stratton it will be the favorite in this one for me.
Okay, so it's either for me. It's either Tiffany's number 1, Lyra's number 2, and Zoe Stark is my girl. I see a lot of people saying that she ain't got no aura. She does.
Yeah, I don't understand
y'all just ain't watching the same thing.
Y'all just ain't watching the same
y'all
thing.
Y'all too busy simping over Liv Morgan to see how great of a wrestler she is. Bro.
Hey. I love the Liv Morgan storyline. All right, don't
mommy,
you dare,
mommy,
don't you dare.
Mommy all day, bro.
Oh man, the Liv Morgan storyline is getting so great.
It's been good.
Oh man, then she kicked his deadbeat dad, Rey Mysterio,
which he deserves. He was never there for my boy anyway.
That's what I said too. I was watching. I was like, hell yeah, Liv, kick that deadbeat ass dad. But I'm enjoying where they're going with this, how they're playing it off. Liv is obviously infiltrating the Judgment Day, especially helping Finn and JD get the tag straps, all that. She was there playing video games with them. When Damian Priest got there, we're showing more cracks in the Judgment Day as Finn told Priest that he's been different ever since he won the title.
But it's not really him. It's always been them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure eventually we'll see a Priest face turn. I don't know, though, because I love him as a heel, so we'll see what happens. He will be facing Seth Rollins, defending his WWE World Heavyweight Championship, which if Priest loses, he must leave Judgment Day. And if Seth loses, he can't compete for the World Heavyweight Championship anymore during Priest's reign as champion.
Which makes sense, which ain't going to last long, because come SummerSlam, we already know whoever's going against Gunther, bro, y'all gonna lose.
Yeah, I think that is gonna happen with Gunther. I don't see them not giving him the strap, but I would think Priest wins this one.
Yeah, he's winning.
I would think he wins this one. I mean, Seth wasn't even gone for that long,
bro.
But I mean, he's still got that massive pop from everybody. So,
and he's wearing those big ass pants too, Chris. He got that blue up under there.
The other thing, he looked like Cruella de Vil. Did you see that?
Nah,
he was wearing the white and black with the split. Yeah,
well, he looked like freaking Umaga's manager.
Oh hell, Armando Alejandro.
For real.
But we're also going to see Sami Zayn defend his Intercontinental strap against Braun Breaker, in which I would assume Braun Breaker takes.
I hope so.
But Sami is in his home country of Canada.
Which would make it better for Braun Breaker to break their hearts.
Exactly. And I'm hoping this does happen eventually. I'm sure Ricochet is going to come back.
Make sure he don't put himself together.
I saw that they put him on the alumni page, but I'm sure that's also will work. Especially because he was...
I'm believing this is a work. If it's not, I'm going to be mad at you. If I see him on AEW TV, I'm going to talk to you.
Bro. I think this is going to be a work. He's going to end up coming back after Breaker for that Intercontinental strap. He's going to get his big pop. He's going to get his big break finally. He's been featured on their YouTube page still. I think a video dropped just yesterday, I believe, with Up, Up, Down, Down, in which Ricochet was a part of.
Yeah.
So I really don't see it happening, to be honest with you. And if it does happen, I don't see anything good coming of it.
Yeah. I don't. For I don't know. I don't want to call people marks, but I'm gonna say it anyway. For all you marks out there who want to see, I want to see Will Ospreay and Ricochet do that flippy stuff again. It's cool, but bro, that's not wrestling.
Dude, you know what bugs me the most is when a lot of people bitch about how they're recruiting a lot of people that are in other sports and gymnastics and things like that. AEW does almost nothing but gymnastics.
Yeah.
And I don't want to put down the brand too much because I want them to prosper, of course, because without them, the
wrestlers who are there wouldn't have a job.
Not only that, the wrestling industry would take a big hit.
Yeah.
But just from what I've watched, and I haven't watched very much recently, just matches I do want to see. But it's just a bunch of gymnastics and no selling. So how are you going to complain about that? and go on to AEW, which even I had high hopes for AEW in the beginning. Like, oh, this is gonna be great. I ordered, All In or All Out. No, it was All In.
All In.
I ordered All In, and you and Mike were here, and we enjoyed the hell out of that. We were hoping for a great future for AEW, and it just hasn't panned out that way.
I mean, and don't ever get me wrong. There's a hell of people that I love over there. MGF is the greatest wrestler in the world.
There's a lot of selling and a lot of just trying to get in spots that I don't care for, and I just got tired of it. That's why I don't.
We just need way more storytelling, like for real storytelling in ring, not just
stuff. Not only that, not just stuff that people in the wrestling community know. You gotta build something that someone's gonna relate to. Not just because they wrestled in this company and they had these 5-star whatever matches.
Let's have all it is. That's all it is.
So. I mean, that's just my take on it.
I'm sure. Like, Will Ospreay's good, but I'm sure.
Yeah, I like Will Ospreay, but he does too much sometimes.
Yeah,
I'll be honest.
I'm sure him and Strickland had a banger, but I know I'm gonna watch it. There's gonna be a lot of things I'm not gonna enjoy. I'm not saying WWE is any better than them either. You know what I'm saying, though.
Yeah, sorry about that. Can you go get your brother's out there?
I'll be back.
And then just tell me. And then, but before we get into that, I will go down Heat Wave, and once you come back, I'll get you in. But I'm hoping that Braun Breaker takes it. We kind of went off the rails here for a while with the whole AEW thing, but Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, along with Kevin Owens, will be taking on the Bloodline. I would assume this is going to be the main event. I'm not too sure on exactly how that's going to go, but we'll have to see what happens with the Bloodline, especially after the acknowledgement ceremony that went down on SmackDown just recently, and we'll just have to figure it out. But I'm going to kind of veer off here. Hopefully Pat comes back here soon. He had to go talk to his brother, so he'll be back shortly. But Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and Cody Rhodes, of course, some of the biggest faces as of today. The Bloodline being Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa, being some of the biggest heels right now, especially with everybody chanting "We want Roman," things of that sort. I don't know exactly where they're gonna put this Bloodline thing, but I'm hoping that it's gonna be Bloodline versus Bloodline, of course, with Roman leading the charge on one group and The Rock leading the charge in the other. Possibly this is what leads up to that WrestleMania match we never got because of the whole Cody situation. Other than that, we got NXT Heat Wave coming Sunday. During the media call, Shawn Michaels was asked about Joe Hendry, which he stated, quote, "Clearly, you could see what it was. It was my first time meeting Joe. Again, even for me, not being the most skilled social media guy, you see his turnaround all the time from social media, from the social media standpoint. Clearly, he is a bright young man. The short dealings that I had with him, I liked him a great deal. So again, nothing would thrill me more than to have an opportunity to work with Joe Hendry in the future." I think he would tell you the same thing. He's someone who wants to continue to grow and move up. So Shawn Michaels did mention that he does want to work with Joe Hendry in the future. And as he continues to grow and move up, obviously Pat's back. So before we get into the whole Joe Hendry thing, what are your thoughts on Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline? Especially after, that whole acknowledgement ceremony that went awry and they attacked the wise man Paul Heyman.
Ready for my dog Big Daddy Keish to come out and be the wise man. That's what I'm ready to see.
I doubt it, bro. Hey. I don't see that happening.
Hey, my man Solo, he's a wise man. And who better
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm just fantasy booking, but I wouldn't put it past them. But for me, it'd be awesome if they win. Cody, Kevin, and Randy, and then my boy Randy looks at Cody with the thumbs up
RKOs.
and throws the thumbs down and RKO's him.
Oh, that would be great. I doubt it though. I don't think we're gonna see Hill Orton again.
You don't
Honestly,
think so?
I don't.
No,
I want to.
we'll
As much
see.
as I want to,
Or they
I don't
lose,
think
or
so.
they lose. I don't see them. Jacob fought too, bro.
Yeah.
That's for those
Yeah.
who don't know, man. I've been a fan of that dude for a long time.
This one's gonna be Jacob, right? And Solo Sikoa, or not Solo Sikoa, Tamatanga and Tangaloa.
No, it should just be Jacob for me. I mean, and it should be Jacob, Solo, and Tamatanga.
Could be. I can't remember exactly.
They can leave
who's
Hunico in the back.
It wasn't Hunico, was it?
Was it
Camacho.
Camacho, sorry.
Camacho. He was with
Yeah,
Hunico.
yeah.
But yeah, he tried to portray Latin American
That's hilarious.
as Camacho years ago in WWE. But let's get back into that whole Joe Hendry thing. Of course, Shawn Michaels had high praises because he loves to work with him again. I believe in Joe Hendry. I'll say his name anytime, but I haven't seen him appear here yet.
No, not yet. Not
Eventually.
yet. No, but man, like I always say, I heard me say this a billion times. Chris always likes some wrestler I don't like, and I end up liking him. Joe Hendry's the man. I can't deny it. His song's catchy, and he makes parody songs of other songs, so that's pretty cool. And he's a good wrestler too. That boy can wrestle. I'll give him that as well. He's pretty much a total package, and I like to see him probably be NXT champion one day.
We can see the chat, as a matter of fact. Now I haven't been monitoring it. My apologies for that. It's just a lot of things have been going our way today with this broadcast. But thanks for the comments. We appreciate it. I hope y'all continue to watch and continue to go on this journey with us.
Definitely.
But since we are talking about, TNA guys working with NXT, we just recently saw that Moose, the TNA World Heavyweight Champion Moose, commented about Obafemi.
Yeah, he said for Obafemi to call his boss Shawn Michaels and tell him to call his boss and chef up a match between them two. Which, man, that's what's it called? What is Pat McAfee say? A meat mountain match? A meat match?
Yeah. A bunch of man meat.
Meat madness.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see him against Obafemi, man, especially with how massive Obafemi is, especially with how they've been building him up.
Oh, yeah.
Moose, I've always been a huge fan of Moose, ever since, his days with going against Bobby Lashley, all that stuff. Grand champion when they had that for a little bit.
Yeah.
When he brought back the TNA World Heavyweight Champion when they were in Impact. I've always been a huge fan of Moose, so I would love to see him in NXT. I would love to see him in WWE one day.
Hopefully.
NXT will have to work for now. I would love to see him against Obafemi. I think they could work a great match, a great big man match. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. And since all that, anyway, Shawn Michaels did say, he had nothing to add, and he thinks he's very bright and has a bright future, Joe Hendry. So before we finish off with all that, or after we finish off with all that, we'll get into Heat Wave, as that happened at Heat Wave. The NXT Championship match against Trick Willie and Javon Evans will be taking place along with who is it? Dang it. John Spears and All Ego Ethan Page. So, two Canadian dudes going at it. Here, I believe they're also in Ontario as well for that Heat Wave. Heat Wave. I think, I'm not entirely sure. So don't quote me on that because I'm not 100%. But Obviously, they're trying to get the hometown crowd to sell tickets.
Yeah.
If that is the case with Sean Spears being in it. Sean Spears has been calling Javon Evans mid, which I love the way they're playing that out, especially with his heel run in AEW wasn't as great, and I hope to see it translate better here, and it has been so far, but things with him seem to fizzle out quite often. Hopefully not this time, because I'm loving what he's doing. All Ego, I'm hoping that is the one who wins this one.
Ethan Page?
Hell yeah. I didn't even say all that, but hell yeah.
Yeah, Ethan Page, I wasn't really like too much of a fan of his, but when I saw him saw the thumbnail and I thought, that's not Ethan Page, is it? And when he debuted, like, oh wow, that's crazy. That's pretty cool. And he's a good wrestler. He's young.
That tripped me out too.
He's young, man, and he can be a sponge. I know he's gonna do good, and I'd be cool with
man,
him.
I loved his run with Josh Alexander in Impact or TNA when it was Impact with the North. Oh man, that was grade A. But some of the stuff he did was pretty dumb. Like he wrestled a dummy at one point.
Oh wow!
But it was all during the COVID era, so it was like that, just trying to keep stuff entertaining.
Yeah,
type deal.
True.
But
having a match with the broomstick, pretty much.
NXT Women's North American Championship will be defended by Kalani Jordan against Sol Ruka, which I love these two young talents, especially Sol Ruka. At first, when she first came into the fold, she caught my eye with all the moves, things like that. But that personality hadn't translated yet.
Yeah.
And I feel like now, after she's coming back from injury, there's been a lot more vignettes of her and like getting to know her more as a person. And I feel like that translates more with the audience, and people are going to start getting behind her more often. But Kalani Jordan seems to be the favorite from everyone here. I'm hoping Sol Ruka, but I'm thinking they're going to keep it with Kalani Jordan because she just got the championship.
Yeah. I mean, who knows?
Well, the NXT Tag Team Championship match will be Nathan Frazier and Axiom versus Face U. So we'll see if Face U can finally get the Tag Team Championship as they face Axiom and Nathan Frazier. I'm hoping that eventually Axiom and Frazier do break up. They're a decent tag team, but I'd rather see these guys do their own thing, as I have before when Axiom was a kid and Frazier was still in NXT UK, because when they brought him to NXT, he hasn't really done much in terms of I guess you could say moving the needle, as people so say.
There's only one needle mover in WWE.
Your man CM Punk?
No, well, besides him, Tribal Chief. CM Punk's the GOAT. Ain't nobody better than him.
We got someone named Amelia White that sent these comments that we didn't notice earlier. We do apologize once again. Thank you for watching. But what were we getting into? Oh, after the tag team match, apparently the pre-show match is going to be Ariana Grace and Carmen Petrovic versus JC Jane and Jasmine Nick, which I'm loving JC Jane and Jasmine Nick's whole ordeal. Ariana Grace is funny to an extent. Carmen Petrovic, I love Carmen Petrovic so far as she's been presented. She's almost like, I feel like a smaller version of Nikita Lyons.
Oh, okay.
Like her whole gimmick.
Not getting to it.
I miss Nikita, but
me too.
I don't know what's really going on. I'm guessing she's still dealing with that injury. But Ariana Grace's gimmick is hilarious. Like, don't get me wrong, I love it to an extent, because then after a point, like, comedy shouldn't be in certain scenarios.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is one of those scenarios. But we'll have to see what happens with that. WWE does continue to turn it up, and I'm getting excited for this new quote-unquote era, the Paul Levesque era, as they like to call it. I hope it just keeps flourishing. It seems to be doing a lot better, and as they continue to turn up, we're going to turn up this show with a little power-up as we talk some of the latest gaming news, as Capcom announced the launch of Red Dead. What?
That'd be great. That'll never happen.
Yeah, for real, remaster, right? For the 5, that would be nice. But Capcom announced the launch of Dead Rising, the deluxe remastered set
DR.
Yeah, they did that on purpose.
Yeah. Stupid.
It's set for September 19th for PC, PS5, and the Xbox Series S and X. The price tag will be $50. And pre-orders are now live. It looks to have the major graphic overhaul on Capcom's RE engine. The original game mechanics remain intact, but the company confirmed there are certain modern features such as auto game saves, improved UI, and revamped controls, which is said to improve the game's quality of life. One unfortunate thing is the game will not have the original voice actor, or might not have the original voice actor reprising his role as Frank West. Of course, this game originally released on the 360 in 2006 and was remastered for its 10th anniversary in 2016 for PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
I just bought this game like 2 years ago.
But now you want it again.
I'm gonna buy it.
Dude, I get like that sometimes.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. I mean, I'm not mad, but it's worth it, dude. The graphics look great. It's not really hard for somebody to be Frank West because during the game, all he says, "Come on, over here." Yeah, but no, it's a great game and super nostalgic. You know, I guess for all of us, you know, I mean, people around mine and Chris's age mainly the most because we're all in high school or junior high when that came out. You know what I mean? Like 2006, that's when the Xbox 360 just dropped.
I think I just made it to high school in 2006.
Yeah, so around there. Well, I mean, either high school or junior high, but yeah, I mean, that game like revolutionized. Dude, I'm sure everybody thought that. Man, imagine a zombie apocalypse in the mall.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And they executed that beautifully in that game.
They did. And then
I know you said you beat it before.
I beat it. I mean, the missions are hard, but you get so... It's a time limit. Like, so you got to make sure you do that within the required time limit or you're going to screw up the story. But, I mean, it's so hard getting caught up and shooting zombies with guns or... hitting them with hockey sticks, skateboards, pans.
You remember the commercial, man? They killed that commercial.
Yeah.
I wanted that game so bad.
Dude.
I didn't have a 360 at the time, so I didn't get to play it until that remaster.
Yeah, so I'm excited for this, dude. Super excited. They need to do more things like this, like make more...
Well, Capcom obviously is remastering a lot of stuff with that new Resident Evil engine, to be specific, since that's the one that they use for the new Resident Evil games.
Okay.
So that's the same engine that one's going to be on. I'm excited to see where they go with it. How they use the RE engine, it's going to be amazing. To add to Xbox stuff, you know, servers saw a major outage on Tuesday, and Call of Duty servers were also affected. But they did comment on the issue, saying it has been resolved, and Xbox support says they're currently investigating the issue. So honestly, we don't know exactly if it was a hack, what went on, but hopefully Xbox keeps us in the loop and doesn't keep us in the dark like many companies try to. But to add to Xbox controllers are currently on sale for 4th of July on both Walmart and Amazon, with most color variations going for $47, with the cheapest being the Pulse Red, which is the one I want, for $44.41. So if you need a new Xbox controller, they're going for cheap right now. I'm excited. I've been wanting to get me one just to play on my PC, because my kids are the ones who have the Xbox and normally play with my gamer tag, and I play with my gamer tag on the PC, so it's all kind of bundled up there. But
yeah, I mean, come on, PlayStation. I mean, I know you're not an American company, but come on. I know we got Sony America, but you know what I'm talking about. Most of them. I wish I had a freaking new PlayStation controller. Oh, red. Come on, man. They're like $80, dude.
Some new arts. What kind of new arts? Yeah. We see the chat. I hope you see it on the screen there, but if you can't get back to us, tell us what kind of arts. Another great gamer deal comes from Amazon as Diablo Lore book box set has gotten a major price cut. It was originally released in November for $100, and now you can get it for $59. So, oh no! Like to see some what? Unfortunately, we don't have Discord yet. We are gonna get to it. We have a lot of things going on all the time, so we kind of forget things sometimes. I've been wanting to open the Discord and see what's up, so we will get Discord, especially since you're asking about it. Nobody has asked about it just yet. So
you got Discord? I got Discord.
You got Discord?
I got Discord.
I've been meaning to get it because I want to start streaming on my 5. So we'll see what happens there. We will get a Discord for the cast for sure. If I get my own Discord, I'll let everybody know as well. So y'all can jump on there with me or with us, if that's the case. And finally, of course, before we close this out, there's after 10 years of being announced, or 10 plus years of being announced, the cameras are finally rolling on the Watch Dogs movie. More than a year after the movie was announced, the first game dropped in 2024 or 2014. Excuse me. Ubisoft still hasn't announced any new Watch Dogs games, despite that major development. And the Splinter Cell movie and the Division movies are still in developmental hell, so we'll see what happens there eventually. You didn't hear about the Splinter Cell and Division movie?
I don't want
it was a long time ago.
don't want no Splinter Cell movie until I get my Metal Gear Solid movie. That's been a hold forever. I like Sam Fisher, but not as much as I like Snake. And I didn't know that they were making a Watch Dogs game. That movie as well. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. I'm hoping they do it in Chicago, like the first game.
I should play the game. I never played it, but right now,
Chicago.
Yeah, right now I'm not a fan of Watch Dogs right now because I hate.
Oh, X-Defiant.
I hate the freaking Watch Dogs faction right now. I hate them spider bots, bro. If you play X-Defiant, let me know. Let's hop on that or something.
Yeah, I gotta download it again. I actually downloaded Fortnite for the first time.
I don't even
played that one. I'm pretty sure I pissed some people off because I didn't shoot nobody. I got in a car and I just started mowing down everybody. I got in a car and I just started running over everybody. Next thing I know, people were upset. I got 3rd place. Unfortunately, the cameras went out again. It doesn't look like they're coming back.
Wow.
Like they have been. But yeah, Amelia's over here sharing her Discord, which is Amelia White 2. So we will look you up, add you on there. Her Instagram is the same as the Discord, and feedback would be much appreciated, she says. So we will check it out, Amelia. Thank you for tuning in and checking us out. Originally, the Sony, or here we go. I can't do that. I was gonna do it on my camera on here, but I know we can still listen in. But originally Sony Pictures was set up with Watch Dogs, and it's now changed hands to New Regency. Director of Hostel, The Deep Dark, and assistant director of Inglourious Basterds, Matthew Torrey, will be directing the movies. Torrey is also developing a TV series based on the Plague Tale games. So he's got his hands in multiple gaming projects. And before we leave, we wanted to leave you all with some bizarre game-related news. So like every avid gamer, I love myself some game replicas and collector's items. I mean, you've seen some of the stuff I have. Well, a man was recently sentenced to 4 months in prison for his small Master Sword replica, of course, from the Legend of Zelda series. The official word is for carrying a bladed article. Anthony Bray was apprehended by Warwickshire police after being spotted by officers with a Master Sword in his hand as he strolled down the street. That's because it wasn't just some simple prop, though. It was a real 6-inch blade. Bray told officers he purchased the item online and intended it to use it as a fidget toy and never planned to use it as a weapon. This is crazy.
So my man was just chilling, LARPing, and they just arrested him for 4 months. That's not cool. he was just collecting rupees, and you threw my man's in jail. Come on, bro. Come on. What? One of my friends has a Buster sword from Final Fantasy VII. Imagine walking around with Cloud Sword, and yeah, come on, dude. I know why you didn't tell me. Finish telling me. That's ridiculous.
That's exactly why. I wanted to get your genuine reaction. That's exactly why I don't do a lot of them, to be honest with you. I just want that genuine reaction.
That's absurd. Egregious.
Very, very. But
I mean, I hope you sue, because that's. I mean, I get it, man. But then again, I don't know. Just let him go.
Yeah, so let me see. Hold on. This one. All right. Wait, no, that's not the one. I don't know why it's. Oh, I knew that. I just wanted to get back on and talk about, thanks for, tuning in today. Unfortunately, of course, we couldn't have Mike, so this was kind of like a last-minute change, and we had to adjust. We'll try to be more punctual with our schedule in the coming weeks. Amelia, we will check out that Discord once we're done here. Thank you all for listening to the end, since we couldn't really get to the end on camera. I still have the camera set up, as I told you guys before. We experienced some issues with this camera multiple times, so I have been looking to get a new one. Unfortunately, cameras aren't cheap, so hopefully we will get to that soon. Other than that, was there anything you wanted to add, Pat?
Well, everybody just be safe. Have a happy 4th of July. It's a great day for America, a great day for families. Don't forget to drink your milk, or leave milk out for Kurt Angle. Today's
leave milk out for Kurt Angle. Oh, dang.
Just messing around. But just everybody be safe out there, enjoy your time with y'all's family.
Yeah, well, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for commenting. Thank you all for just participating in general. We appreciate all your love and support, and we hope to see you next week. Happy 4th of July, everybody. I hope you all stay safe, especially popping those fireworks and being intoxicated while you pop those fireworks.
Yeah.
So also, on that note,
Texas,
don't drink and drive.
Yeah.
Be careful out there. We care. Someone out there also cares.
Yeah.
Y'all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.